是要集体重启吗？有可能是。 这个换路的话也是可以打的，我觉得，就是让这个剑圣带队去刚这个幽鬼，然后军。 这个换路的话也是可以打的，我觉得，就是让这个剑圣带队去刚这个幽鬼，然后军。 这个换路的话也是可以打，我觉得，就是让这个剑圣带队去刚这个幽鬼，然后军排名是毒球出门，那这样粘人还是比较痛的，对，粘人比较能粘。刚如果是圣汤，这个换路的话也是可以打，我觉得。 是让这个剑圣带队去刚这个幽鬼，然后军这把到后面大概排名是毒球出门，可以把他们这样粘人还是比较痛，对，粘人比较能粘。靠发远上比赛。刚如果是圣汤，这个换路的话也是可以打，我觉得是让这个剑圣带队去刚这个幽鬼。 军这把到后面大概这个并没有想去抢这个赏金符，但是 Liquid 的2个视野做的还是比较的早。对，其实我觉得刚才 SK 去刺一下圣堂挺好的，可以打，就是刺一下，就算没抢到也可以干扰他，让他没有办法去卡兵。但事实上他已经是他已经漏了兵，这样的一个并没有想去抢这个赏金符，但是 Liquid 的2个视野做的还是比较的早。 对，其实我觉得刚才 SK 去刺一下圣堂挺好的，可以打，就是刺一下，就算没抢到也可以干扰他，让他没有办法卡兵。但事实上他已经是他已经漏了兵。那种会员他是对。上路海宁在跟幽鬼的3人路。 沃洛克和军团2个人走猎，2个人就能对着3个人。对，然后加上 SK 这边是一个自己的基本保证发育嘛，剑圣这边也是正常对线，基本上因为这边会是一个多点都能够比较优秀发育的一个情况。是的，因为上路双猎海宁不好走，他一走开的话，上路这幽鬼没法加是幽鬼打。军团阵线很强，对，这边军团有一个压得到新优势，然后其实的话强攻加上。
I think that is tough. Bottom lane, Mind Control and Cocker fighting each other a bit here. Mind Control getting the better end of that one. Still level 1 on the actually is level 2 skilled Inferno Blade.
Getting some good levels actually. Straight up to level 3 already on mind control. So getting good XP.
What's the benefit of being able to play that lane 1 on 2 because Warlock is top? So that's the trade-off that Newbee have chosen here. They would rather put the pressure on the Spectre. Completely agree with that. Oh, nice shards here.
Looking to make a go here. I have got the dagger coming through as well. KP will have the Shadow Word wearing off, but again, just his movement speed. More than enough to build a big enough gap to stop being able to chase him down.
We still force them out. It's a good play from Liquid. This is what you need to do. They have to do it again because they shrine. But it's the right idea. When Tusk gets some good shards out like that and they can move in together and then use the Shadow Wave, that is a decent amount of physical damage first. And Legion doesn't have the greatest armor in the world. Currently sitting on 4 with this, actually only 3 with this Torment Shield.
GH trying to make the most of that situation of forcing the Newbie out of it by making the movement towards the mid. Spotted out by the ward towards the dire jungle entry, just north of Road Track, came down from there. So SCCC played it safe, kept himself away from the top half of the lane, and now he's back in. Just Miracle down, but the Miracle does have the CS. 16.4 against the fight for the TA in the situation. I mean, we talked about the inability really for Liquid support to make powerful movements. Can we expect Newbee to go for some ganks onto the mid?
It's possible. Warlock is pretty bad at it.
I guess it's down to the skin really.
Sankin kind of has to... It's not too easy either. If you get this boot, he might be able to both. Like that vehicle.
Yeah, got a setup from the James.
A good player actually for Kaka at this point. Because Doom had treated out of the lane. And Kaka has the choice here. He can still pull. I think both options are good. You want your Sand King to not fall too far behind.
Yeah, I like that as well from Newbee. They instantly scanned, just sat with their tier 1 mid, pushed him the lane just in case he had a good creep and was looking for the wrap around on the middle lane. So playing it safe at CCC. And yeah, they're having Kaka's there. So that rotation that we talked about is going to test it by Newbee. Change setup.
Just got nighttime. Oh, Miracle. That's a sidestep off. I think he has an idea of what's happening right now. That guard play could be a hint that assistance is coming in. And now Microphone is going to go down and confirm it. Gonna in good damage into Kaka. Probably to pull off block. This mid play failed. And this early game for Liquid definitely looking better than the last one. The main reason being Spectre is farming freely. It's a lot better start for Matumba Man. The mid lane is even, and Doom is having a good time. So far, so good for them.
Going for Kaka here, who actually comes back in for 2-man post stroke. Will get himself to safety back around the sidelines with the wraparound for Fate with the fatal bombs. The damage is more than there to get S-Triples a double kill, and Sin, as soon as you said it was all good, Liquid just had to prove you otherwise.
That was so close. Kaka got the burrow strike off with like 10 health. And completely changed that around with that stun. If they get the kill on Sand King, they just get out. So, you know, an attempt, but Newbee clutch that moment. And these 2 kills for SCC are very, very important.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw him last game in the lane get a single kill, the first blood.
Yeah.
To have 2 this time round. And again, Miracle in a lot of trouble. The chains don't connect.
This is very, very bad if he dies. He TP'd back into the lane.
He's gone. Sinned. Liquid struggling even more in these first 5 minutes than in game 1 with those 3 deaths in the mid lane. Newbee. I mean, what is it that's just not working for Liquid in the early games?
I think Miracle just flat out not be making this move. The problem is you just got ganked mid, you don't have a lane ward, and the enemy team haven't shown their supports again. They haven't shown on another lane, so you can assume that they're waiting there. Especially given that you just died mid, there's a good chance that they have a ward. Or that they have a... I don't know if this sentry actually found Liquid's ward. If it did, it's even worse, because then he said they just thwart him and will try for him.
GH, get a nice roll down to the low ground.
Good snowball. He is just
enough to say.
Yeah, this is bad news for Miracle in that mid lane. And what isn't working for Liquid? I think, again, to an extent, at least in this game, it's hard for their supports to find plays. The play is difficult to execute, because this mid lane is not easy to gank for them. We already saw them try. They just need to play very safe, and generally playing safe costs farm, and then you fall behind. But if like this, everyone in their lanes just plays for themselves and just tries to farm. Newbee will be successful.
And looking at something.
Oh, mind control bottom.
Yeah, they've got the Omni and the Strike.
Dire's bottom tower's under attack.
For Newbee. Great catch potential from Kaka. Had a brilliant game one on the Nyx Assassin, and he himself already proving how active he gets in these early stages. And it's going to be scary for Liquid what he's able to do with that early beginnings, early involvement in the fighting.
I'm happy to see more Sand King. I think that hero has been underpicked this tournament. I really love Sand King in current patch. I think it's a great hero, where it has a better chance of working on support in this patch in comparison to 2 months ago, simply because the game has slowed down a little bit in the earlier stages, where previously it was like super roaming. You wanted like an Earth Spirit, just so you could level 1 pressure really hard, Earth Spirit, Ogre, kind of necros. But now that the play has shifted a little bit in this direction, the slightly greedier supports can still finding a soft spot. Something like Sand King can be a really valuable hero, especially because if you get through the early game and it works well for you, the hero just flat out scales better than almost every other sport that's picked right now. We knew guys having a good game so far. We saw in the IG series it was Boboka who played it against Mouse Sports in the 3rd game. Both games really make me believe in this hero for the remainder of this tournament as a good choice.
Smoke up here from Newbee. This rune as well is there for SCCC if he needs to close the gap, but it may not be required. They already scanned this out. They know mind control somewhere in the trees. Actually stealing the Fogger Ball.
Oh my god.
Now reveal himself. And coming in onto the Juggernaut, is it going to be enough damage to bring it down? It doesn't look like it is. Mass TPs from Newbee. They brought KP in, who's looking for even a potential would be lovely. The neutral's actually holding them back, so Newbee won't be able to get the catch onto Liquid.
Thanks, Gabe.
So Liquid will save themselves. No one to fall down. Doom and Horn were committed.
Yeah, I think your Liquid can be pretty active. That was actually... he was in such an awkward position. Got spotted out by the scan, has TP on cooldown. Newbee missed their stun, they missed their Remnant in, and he just runs in and dooms the Jugger and manages to survive because of that. I mean, if he doesn't get the spin off on Jugger, they kill him there with Spectre, and that is a really huge play, but Unine quick on the reflexes and stays low.
You see? Around with Miracle. Will be a stun for the snowball coming through for GH.
Uh-oh, GH. He has triple remnants.
Miracle to Salva. Not quite the kill potential and control. This is going to be something as well, I feel, as the game goes on. You know, SCCC on this Ember Spirit. Where's your catch from Liquid? I mean, you have to doom him. Otherwise, he's pretty much always going to be able to remnant away.
Yep. That is something they will have to deal with later on, or they will have to be so strong that they can just
personally, yeah, for sure. If we see big items on TA, Miracle can certainly do a lot with the Mail Strike as such. Liquid diving very deep on this bottom tower. Mind control almost certainly secure as Newbee will surround him. There's a big old brute.
Great shot.
Speedy here with the Scorched Earth, but he can't quite cut himself out of the forest. Kaka gets low, but the Shadow Word heal from Faith will keep him alive. They get the successful duel, and GH rolling in. That's not going to be the play that he hoped for. Newbee are a little low on the mana, but they should be able to run the Tusk down as the rest of the team actually, well, the Shadow Feet, the Ember's back to mid. He says, you don't need me.
Run around with him 30 seconds to duel him. He doesn't have a TP.
Space creating. And there we have it. Newbee getting the second one out of this failed attempt for Liquid to dive the tier 1.
Similar to the previous game when Kuro died with the Treant in mid and they tried to save him with GH's Lion. This time they're diving this play is really unlikely to succeed out of Liquid, and then Mind Control is in a bad position. GH tries to come in and save him, and they give him extra.
Liquid's really desperate to find something at this stage of the game. They're smoked up. Doom is available and online. SCCC and Kaka in the mid lane. These traps from Miracle spotting this out, so they know the Sand King's presence, and they may look to just simply go straight into him, and indeed they will. They'll drop it all, Horn and Doom, just to get themselves the first kill of the game. Mass TPs for Newbee come through. They'll get the change, grabbing the Doom underneath the tower with the Remnant Burst and the Jewel. That'll bring the Doom down. Newbee find the kill in return. Miracle has to start backing away. U9 also TPing over to join the fray. So 1 for 1. They do get themselves a kill on the board. Newbee get the trade, and KP gets another win with the duel.
This leading commander is going to get stronger right now. Looking okay. Probably be better, but he's been TPing around to help players. He saved the Sand King bottom probably with the TP in to press the attack. He just managed to get that kill in mid. All he's sacrificing for it is a bit of CS, so Really liking the movement of KP. Oh, he can do it. Now, bottom lane.
Immediately onto GH. Will roll away. Already incredibly low and getting run down by SCC with the flame guard. Triple C 4-0-1 to be 0-1. First 12 minutes of the game.
First item Blade Mill on the Ember.
Something a little different, but I guess this, if you get it this early, it's pretty darn strong against Liquid's lineup.
It's a bit game specific. I think the reason he's opting for it in this game is, first of all, Blade Mail is nice to get the mana. The 10 int is actually really valuable for this hero. And as we talked about previously, the only real threat for him is either getting doomed or getting burst. And this Blade Mail is going to help against that burst. Even if they do manage to kill him, he does so much damage in return that he might win the fight. We're going to see what he goes later. He's going to get Boots of Travel now, pretty standard. And then I would imagine Lincoln's will be on the menu for later build here. What are Liquid going to do is the question. So Spectre will... Oh, don't have time for that right now because being run at.
How Liquid want to go on step. Got to be a little careful. Kaka being focused. SCC will be there to cut around and hold back mind control. On these stats coming in from U9. Croaky will get the Grave off into time. But again, KP in the right place at the right time. The third duel win this game. 13 minutes in as he turns up to the bottom fight. And yeah, this lead, we saw it first, that we even said, like, the Legion first pick, I guess we're seeing why they do it. They're just so damn good at utilizing it.
Yeah, well, the hero is being rated very high for multiple teams right now. And I think part of the reason that the hero is as successful as it is first of all, it's a good hero, but secondly, some teams are maybe not counterpicking enough in the games that they give it away. Obviously, Dazzle is a step in the right direction. It's the kind of idea I have to save against duel. But Grave is not actually that good. Like, maybe you don't lose the duel, but you die after. I mean, your hero still taunts it the entire duration and will get killed. You want a hard disrupt, like Disruption from Shadowman, the Banish from OD, maybe something like Omni Knight's Guardian Angel plus Repel, so you can keep the target.
Or just more offensive power, so you can win the duel for yourself and utilize it against Legion.
Yes, but all of that is not really available for Team Liquid right now. They are once again in this position where they need to just go to farm. And more than anything, honestly, I feel like they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot a bit with these plays. They're really optimistic and unlikely to succeed. For example, this move that they just had where they snowballed in, they are giving Newbee more kills than Newbee would find themselves, probably trying to make plays that their lineup just isn't ready.
For Liquid, one thing that they could certainly look towards is for this to be a game where Miracle does something amazing. And he still top of the net worth board, which is impressive considering how the action is panning out between the two sides. One lane, they'll make for a go on Kaka. They've got the dust, but Kaka quick with the burst strike to the side. There's no candle for the TP and he plays himself straight out of there. Again, another attempt to find a kill with the Horn that's unsuccessful.
This one isn't too bad for like they didn't commit Doom, and Matumba Man gets down to a creep wave here that he wants to farm down here right now anyway, so at least it transported him. But again,
it's not. I mean, you really want to be finding kills with these Horns, sure. I mean, Matumba, in terms of farm, he is still behind the other 3 cores in the game. No, it's not as bad of a situation as he was in game 1 for sure.
It's a bit similar to game 1 in another way though. Like again, they have a sufficient level 6 now, 15 minutes in. This Tusk doesn't have Walrus Punch. If he has Walrus Punch, that's probably a kill. But because of these unsuccessful plays and lack of pulling and lack of strong laning, the hero on their side who's high levels is Dazzle. He's been pulling top, he's been laning top and having a good time, but Tusk is falling behind. Previous game it was Trian, who 15 minutes in was also level 5. They're missing utility that they desperately need. In this game it's actually like their only catch, more or less, who's their level. So it's very, very difficult for Liquid to find plays. I think what they're going to have to do is something like this, where they just smoke up and just run in the Doom. Go in, try to set something.
High ground.
This is a dangerous place to fight.
As Chaotic offering, it's going to roll in, they'll drop the Doom, but Thursday Chaotic free with the it's not the play that be making pun here with just absolute ease, Cinder, an easy fight for Newbee.
Yeah, again, they're giving them they're giving them opportunities that Newbee will found themselves. I feel like, you know, it's frustrating when you're playing a game and you look at, you have one kill and the enemy team has a lot of kills. You're like, we need to do something. They're getting ahead, but Liquid are actually not looking too bad in this game. In terms of the drafts, they are having pretty good farm. They have good farm in the TA. Doom isn't having the greatest game, but it's manageable. But every time they go for these plays, they give Newbee advantages. This is in sharp contrast for me to a team like IG that we've seen. Oh, well,
I'm going to try and get some kills out of this, but the chains that back. It's a lot of burst onto Faith, not quite enough. Heals enough up the ship. Tries to get trapped there with the shards. Won't find it initially. Liquid, they'll continue to move forward, but KP turns up with a big, overwhelming ult. The Grave will be there onto mind control, but KP has not committed the duel yet, still unavailable. But they do get the big kill. Jugs down, U9 on the sidelines. Can they find anything else out of this though, Liquid? They won't quite get the catch on test Triple C. Tower will be denied. Miracle again posted incredibly low there. KP jumps back in, doesn't quite have duel yet available though. So Miracle will survive. Liquid fighting with the minimal amount of health, but they get the objective, albeit there's still a tower down at the end of the day, and they do kill Jug.
They do so much damage with Shadow Wave. I think Kuro dealt some of the most damage in that fight. They got the Melt Strike off into Medallion and Shadow Wave. Just insane nuke coming out from the Dazzle. In that just that one moment, he kind of just burst down the Juggernaut from half to zero. And that's something we haven't talked too much about for Liquid. They have great minus armor, so Roche is a play for them. The question is, how can they get themselves in a position where they can go for it? They kind of need to find decent, but it's not to a completion.
The first big burst into Fade. Looking to get S-Triple-C. That Blade Mail certainly helping him, putting Miracle off from fully committing it against the Ember Spirit.
He got Blink Dagger now on Miracle.
I mean, as you mentioned, Miracle has still been hitting time in this game. Everything up against Wolf for Liquid. Miracle with Blink Dagger, so he starts to find these pickoffs. And certainly, as we mentioned before, in this game and in game one, having that Matumba Man Spectre to join the fray as well.
I think the target now for the way to play this for Liquid in fights is that Miracle tries to blink and burst the Warlock. If he gets a chance to do that before Golem gets dropped, they suddenly have a fight that can play on multiple angles. Oh, there's a duel.
They found themselves the Spectre here. They won't get the dual win, but they get themselves the kill. GH also rolling in once again, a little too late. It's going to be a bit of a bonus prize for S-Triple-C as he picks up the double kill. As Newbee but very a little bit a shining hope was shown for Liquid. They take down the Jug.
Oh, he misses an ult break. Was he getting was not okay, but could have been good damage. Okay, so the point I was trying to make earlier was if you compare
this could be painful for Liquid. Miracle has to get the hell out of there.
Liquid are actually in a really, really bad position here.
They've just been scanned out as well.
Mind Control needs to TP away from this probably.
Miracle. Oh, he's going to start hitting the H's. Newbee. They're aware that he's around. Kaka finds the initial opening with the first Hawk will be used. The Miracle and TA is out. Brought down immediately. Carry off and dropped onto 2. They've got the duel onto Matumba. They get both of the bigs. Miracle and Matumba taken down as Newbee go for a beautiful long wraparound from the river that catches Liquid entirely off guard.
I think now I can. Fine. So, the thing I was thinking about in this game is that Liquid are playing a greedy lineup. They need to play slower, and this is where a team like IG has looked way better to me. That in understanding their lineup and should in order to succeed. These fights that are so risky and so difficult, like again, risk-reward is just not
safe. Nice buyback from Miracle. They want to go in for some sort of a big play. GH rolls through, but the Roshan's already fallen. U9 picks up the Aegis. GH, Gravedug trying to get himself out of there. The Doom will manage to bring down Ember Spirit. In return, U9 plus the Omni Sax. They've actually managed to break the Aegis immediately. Faith gets taken down by a Bell Strike. This buyback from Miracle could just hold Liquid in the game. They'll look towards U9, who goes for the Blade Fury escape, but the meld is too much. Miracle's not done. He's angry, he wants more, he wants blood. Miracle should get the 4th kill. Surely KP can't play his way out, he can. But it doesn't matter, it's good enough for Liquid. They get the triple kill. Big call to get the TA back in the game, but it absolutely pays off, Sin.
It does pay off, but it's not as big a win as it might look like. The problem is the TA bought back and got all the kills, so he gets like almost no gold bonus because of the buyback punishment. But still, it's a good play in the sense that they get rid of the Aegis.
And it's a lot of XP.
It's a lot of experience. They get rid of the Aegis that would have given Newbee an advantage here, so definitely,
what a wonderful thing.
I would agree it's worth it. for sure to go for this, especially like you said, the experience. You can also check the gold graph. It is a win for Liquid for sure, and they desperately need something like this where they just finally get one fight on their terms, where they're all in a good position to go in together, catch the right targets off guard, and again, the enemy team is in the Roche pit, so here they have favorable position. This is the first fight of the game that Liquid are choosing where they will have an advantage.
I think it's the first fight of the series.
Yeah, maybe, actually. They had a couple of good fights in the previous game. They were just too far behind, but like they at least took them on good terms. The draft just put them in a pretty weak position in the game overall, I would say. But here, taking a good fight in the Roche pit, and Miracle coming up big. He is working toward the BKB. There are still counters to him. The problem, this is another strength of Legion Commander, is the taunt that pierces everything. You can, apart from Linken's obviously, the fact that you can go Blink Blade Nail and kill an enemy carry. You can have a lot lower net worth than them and still kill them, just to have them kill themselves. The problem is Fraction is actually kind of nice against it, so they need to try to break Refraction first with Ember, and then Legion can solo him right up. It's not too easy, but another play that will be available to Newbee just now, and they're actually going to smoke right away with this Blade Mail reveal.
See what they can get. Newbee.
Not
happy with that last
Jugger
fight.
with them. This could go bad for Newbee in terms of
He gets a huge epi. That's the question. Jumps in, immediately burst there, but the Graves in time for Kuro. Will buy some time from the top of the three-man chaotic offering comes down on their heads. They have this KP, it's a 1-for-1. Miracle jumps forward, will make sure the Liquid do end up taking the trade, and this has got to be worrying for Newbee. They look to take the fight, they do get the Spectre kill, but they've given away 2 lives. Maybe even more. Faith tries for the TP out. Will Miracle have enough burst in time? Or, I mean, that's going to hurt him. I don't think it's going to kill him, Sin, but it's certainly going to give him a bit of a headache.
Let's have a look.
He's shrining up, he's terrified.
Oh, it missed.
Oh, it just...
Oh, big kill though.
They'll say that instead.
Focusing on the important things here, Owen. Yeah. Good stuff for Liquid. This time around, difficult play here. They have the Juggernaut top. Liquid has this information. They can see him on the map. So the moment Newbee engaged them at their tower with 4 heroes and tried to kill the Spectre, because of the perfect positioning of Kuro for that Grave, the entire fight was delayed so long that Liquid could just beat them in the 5-on-4 there. And not bringing Jugger to the fights, in my opinion, is just a no-go. If you want to go for a skirmish, sure. But this was a 4-man smoke next to a tower with only Spectre going. They have to know that there's protection for him.
So quick to I'm sure they'll be looking for as much positive as they can. That was a fight where Ember was taken down, but he already had the relic, so there wasn't a huge amount of gold loss for the Spectre. And he's already hit that first big hurdle, albeit of course it is still at a later stage than he would have potentially hoped.
It's not ideal. The difference in this opinion is that Miracle is having a better time than he was in the previous game.
Miracle's starting to get into the groove that Liquid need him to be in.
Yeah, and Kuro is also having a significantly better game. I think his Azazel in this game has been almost perfect. He's been playing a great game. Clutch Grave there in the last fight. He has had a couple of good heal bumps with minus armor. His itemization, I completely agree with. The start of his laning phase, I completely agree with. Very good plays from him and Miracle in particular for Team Liquid. They will be conceding the top tier 2, but it could buy them just the time they need to get Radiance from Tumba. And this game, I feel Radiance is a lot better in this game compared to game 1, because this time there's no Omni on the Radiant side, and I don't even think they have anyone building the pipe builder.
No, they don't. No hood or pipe being looked towards at the moment from Newbee.
A lot more damage kind of come out from this Radiance. Bad news for them, however, Ember has Linken's, and Blink is close by as well. He will more or less be able to just pick his target, go to town. Only thing he needs to be a little bit careful of is that he doesn't burn all his remnants and then gets jumped by the TA. That could get scary. But, yeah, I just love this Blade Mail pickup from Ember this game, actually. The 10 int, the ability to deal damage back with only Doom really countering you, and the armor it gives against TA are all really great here. Team as of late being more popular when Ember is getting Shivas. I do think we could also see that come out from CC later this game.
The armor will be beautiful against Miracle.
Against Miracle, armor is also pretty good against the Spectre. I mean, it's not perfect, but it all adds up. The Shiva is really, really nice against a hero like TA who can move consistently and stay on target. Bottom lane, Kaka. Good question there.
They do put him out, but no way to
that was
the
so
TP.
fast. He was sensing it. That was some spider senses in that one.
See, the next play for Liquid, as you mentioned, Radiance is what they want to be finishing, and DJ is picked up. They have the ults and they're ready, but so do Newbee. I mean, is it a case if you're Liquid, do you need to be active and hunting, or is it now just waiting for Newbee again to go for these plays where you can turn the function?
I think you try to fight, actually, as Liquid now. You want to activate and use the Radiance now that it is peaking as an item, and they're exactly that. They're going to Doom the Sand King. He is super dead here. They don't even need to use Haunt for this play. Liquid taking advantage of good warding here. Kuro with a good aggressive ward. This time they have the information they need to make the play. At the same time, they're pushing in the bottom lane with Templar Assassin, so putting out the pressure here against Newbee. Haunt available, so I like this play a lot from Liquid that they stay in jungle. They know they have better vision. This kill is big if they can get in on SCC. They need to break the Lincolns, however. Not the easiest task. Yeah, he's
with the Doom already used as well, it's still very hard. They'll find Faith instead. And of course, this will move the Spectre of a man into a position to continue to push. He's actually going to go back up top and put some harassment down onto KP. He's very quick with it. TP out of there. SCCC. Oh, he's even quicker, smart on the mind with the bots to the top lane. Realizes Matumba came back on his own. And SCCC, he's a boy. Really punishes that.
He actually is. He's going to risk here. They know Spectre cannot possibly connect to this fight. They're going to try to get as many kills as they can, which looks to be 1 at the current time. GH, nice blink. Oh, okay. But he didn't have a choice.
So. KP will get the dual bonus down to that one as well. So,
but Liquid are way by
it feels like Newbee are making better overall decisions.
Matumba dying here was unnecessary, but apart from that, I really like this play from Liquid. It's the right approach. They go down, they get superior vision, they play the numbers game where they have 4 heroes together and they use the Haunt, and they go in based on the information they need. This play is very different. So for example, the one they group up as 3 and run in and fight at the enemy shrine. In that fight, they don't have necessary information. They're in a way worse position, and they didn't have the correct items at the time to take. Now they build up their art that they need. They are making one decision after the other, bar that Spectre death, but they got a tower bottom, they got a key, and they're keeping the farming going.
To Roshan for Newbee, and so to maintain control around it. They know there's no want, they know there's no Doom. Very confident taking it at this time of the game. So Chris, so we are going to
see a big moment. Doom is still on cooldown for a little bit, so it's Haunt.
Yeah, it's a hard fight. They've scanned it out as well. So they know the Liquid's on that high ground.
Yeah, they got scared because of this trap drop from Miracle. Very important that he gets this trap into the pit. Of course, they may have countered a previous trap with the sentry that they placed, but placing a new one gives them very important information, mainly about the current health of Roshan. Because Liquid probably want to go for a snipe and still delay until then. Haunt is a
Oh yeah, with this delay.
This is the most important moment of the game right here.
If they could take this Roshan fight. But it is still a little... Yeah, they're coming towards it now. You've got Miracle leading the way. Now he's going to tag back. He's going to look forward to get the vision out. There's the Horn. Jumping from Matumba. GH with the roll across. Gets the stun onto 2. They're trying to take Faith out before he can get the golem. There's no chaotic offering available, and now with the tomato laid down onto the Juggernaut, they move across for the SCCC quick with the Remnant out, but a brilliant way for Liquid to they may even get code down to the low ground with the Burrow Strike. Will self-fuel to dodge the shards, and with another nice blink, he is out of there. In fact, they'll turn to fight. He revs at the epicenter. They manage to trap 2 here. SCCC gets the duel up onto Kuroki. Burrow Strike onto 2. The Infernal Blade gets laid down from Microtron. A quick punch from the Tusk finishes off the Sand King. Liquid still to take the fight as they get KP as well. A good attempt from Newbee to try and turn it around, but Liquid had a beautiful startup for that one. The Snowball all focused on the Warlock. The Doom dropped onto the Juggernaut. Newbee, which they were just kind of strangled there around that clutch point, and they couldn't fight back initially. It was a great attempt with the Sand King, but Liquid, as you said it, they're waking up, Sin.
This is the perfect way to take the fight. If they can kill Warlock like this, the fight is theirs. I think again, key items coming out that they make great use of. The first BKB usage here from Miracle is perfect. You can just jump in, feel confident, they can fight. Cooper can't damage him at all yet. Juggernaut was doomed, so he can't deal damage. It's like the fight is well planned, you know, they're going in with a goal. The Haunt is well timed. They know exactly what they want to do in the fight, and they just execute. This is so much better than 15 minutes ago. I'm not sure what it was that clicked for them.
It really does.
Maybe they're like, guys, we're about to knocked out. Let's start playing Dota, and then, okay, I'll play Dota. And then Matumba's like, okay, I'll play Dota 90% of the time.
You baited.
Yeah, I guess so.
Liquid really stepping up the plays. Miracle, 20,000 net worth, 5,000 ahead of that.
STC going bottom.
Yes, he may get punished for this though. The snowball's on him. Okay, he's out of there. So GH is going to be glad that that spell does not continue globally.
That would have been fun.
That would have been quite alright. Imagine.
If it kept gaining in size the whole...
And in speed.
Yeah, that'll do something.
He's out. 21 for 14. Still, Summerman, yeah, as well. He himself very close to pretty much on the same level as the farm of this Juggernaut. Those really hurting Newbee.
Miracle is stacked.
I mean, he really is. He's got the Bloodthorn done. He's on his road to the Butterfly.
What's his QPM?
And Faith is almost certainly dead. Yeah, there's no way you walk yourself out of that one. 3 touches from Miracle. I know the ward's there as well, so we'll be able to get the D ward. See if it's one of those games you mentioned from the draft. It was always going to be hard for Liquid at the start because it's greedy draft. Would you say we're at the point now where the greed is paying off?
They definitely offset a disadvantage that we're at. They took a couple of key fights that they absolutely needed to, and they won them. And now that their lineup is starting to get ahead, they can demise the lead in the game. So Doom is going to go with the blink dash so that they can initiation and catch off the Juggernaut or the Legion Commander. Both are excellent Doom targets. I think at this point you don't really try to Doom the Ember because it's difficult. You one of the other targets that are easier, and then you play around the Ember with the BKB TA. Like if Juggernaut is Doom, there's no way this Miracle TA is going to get killed through BKB. I just don't think so. Even if he gets dueled, KB's just going to lose the duel. He'll get 3-shot. At the same time, the Spectre is starting to pick up as well. We're going to see Matumba itemize a lot of health here, going for the straight heart after this Blade Mail. This is a problem now for Newbee. They're running out of damage, I think, because of these lost fights. I like the itemization from Liquid of just going tank style on the Spectre instead of something like a Manta. I think he just needs to try to stay alive with his main and draw as much attention onto himself as possible. Like, let's say they even kill him. It takes so long and costs so much.
They may find Matumba. They scan the high ground. They know that they've got this clear entry up to the top. I was wondering if Matumba was going to sweep all the way back to jungle, but he's towards the mid lane. So with that in mind, Newbee, I'm going to find anyone at the end of the day. So by Liquid themselves, grouped up and moving down the mid lane. GH in position to potentially dispel any sort of smoke movement from the high ground from Newbee. And Miracle very close to the point where he can frontline.
He has a butter too, almost? What?
He's massive.
What's happening? What's this? What is 750. Alright. Still a bit ways to go up to Burning AM.
True.
Not gonna happen this game. Pretty much. I don't know if it's mathematically impossible at this point unless Newbee just beat him 10 kills in a row.
Nah, it's possible if people beat him.
Do you think Newbee are gonna do that?
I don't think so.
Okay, me neither.
They're so
just run down mid and just look at how Newbee's playstyle has changed. That this is a team that understands that the complete state of the game is different now. They're playing a lot more passively. They're focusing more on pushing out waves rather than looking for these fights and skirmishes because they don't hold the advantage anymore. SCC will be going for the Shiva, as I was mentioning earlier. Will be the right choice in this case, I would imagine. And something we haven't talked about that we still need to consider in this game. At some point, you want a high ground. And high grounding into Newbee's lineup, if no heroes are dead, is really, really difficult.
True.
And it's fairly similar to Liquid's lineup. I would say Liquid's defense is actually, on second thought, it's significantly worse. Pushing to slight chains and Golem and Sand King stun and the threat of duel is very, very difficult. Oh, hearing a Doom.
Kaka.
See ya, Sand King.
Chase down here by
he runs pretty fast, actually. Yeah, now he doesn't run anymore.
Traps in with the Warrior's Punch and the stomp there from Mind Control.
Oh, Miracle's chase. He could find a solo pick.
Does he get away with this with this infantry? I mean, he has so much damage. John and Faith being focused first. 1-2. That's the Warlock out with the Horn. From Arcade. Immediately TP's away though. So Liquid won't find another. But that is the Warlock down. A big component of Newbee's high ground defensive potential that Liquid can certainly look to try and abuse if they want. The fact that he's now gone for 30.
He does have buyback. They might consider that the Warlock doesn't have buyback right now. I think if Liquid try to high ground now, it's going to be a big mistake.
You think?
They don't have Aegis. They don't have Aegis. If they try to go in and just get out a little bit out of position, they're going to lose like 3 or 4, even 5 heroes. Without Haunt, it's still really tricky for them. This is a big item though. A Thunderman, 20 armor, 3200 health on Spectre. Starting to prepare his Manta style as the next item. And Liquid must feel a lot more comfortable right now. Now the game is in a state where just farming more on their cores, taking it easier is just fine and favorable for them, probably even. Push out the waves, keep getting items. And also, Dazzle is a really good support late in the game. The later you get into the game, the more important armor gets relative to other things. It's generally, super late game is very often about armor and hard lockdown, just EHP and hard lockdown. Dazzle Weave plus Grave is one of the best support combinations you can have in the late game as spells, so. Liquid, just take it easy for now. And what are Newbee going to do? So I'm a bit uncertain what the play is for them right now. I think they might want to try to play the same style and just wait for the Roshan fight and try to win this one. And if Liquid wants to high ground them, they will gladly be waiting for them at the front door. But they should be losing this game at every minute in terms of economy. Of course, one of the advantages of Doom is able to.
So Newbee be in trouble here. With the burrows trying to be used to hold one back. And mind control's in there with the Bleed 2. They'll put the horse well. If they can find a bonus, you won't get anything more than just the one. But still, it's another kill for Liquid as they really close the gap. And, well, in terms of massively ahead, there's Triple C pushing out the bottom lane. Should be quick to get himself out of it. Dino catch Timber. But yeah, as mentioned, Newbee really are going to be thinking about all the possibilities that they can pull off to get themselves back on top of this game. But they were very much so up on top of in the laning stage, in that early game. Once again though, Miracle with an Invis rune, potential of finding himself some solo action. KP in the neighborhood. I mean, even with the Mana Miracle does a Mel Strike and the Bloodthorn, bring down KP
right
absolutely.
Well, he saw the same thing on his trap there.
Let's see what he goes for. He's one of sort of play. He does have backup. Still, yeah, just playing a game of safety.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Guardian has something with that alongside Kuroki's toolset. It's going to be even more terrifying.
Dyer's top tower is under
defend
attack.
against when this high ground pushes come through.
SCC going to pressure top out. It's going to be a response immediately from Miracle. And well, Roshan is max respawn time. It's like literally 11 minutes, I think, on the dot, or like plus minus, not plus 3 seconds. That is impossible. Within 3 seconds, and that means it's just going to be more of a farming game. Both teams will want to play around this Roshan for sure. It is the most important objective on the map currently, after the Ancient and the Barracks. Neither of which seem reasonable to even try for either team at this point. Going high ground is pretty difficult this patch. And I kind of have this feeling in this game that this could end up being a really, really long game. Just because...
Yeah, a real back and forth kind of late game.
Maybe, or just very quiet. It seems difficult. Like, Liquid will try to find picks as they have recently with their haunts, but they're still a bit limited in terms of their catch potential. Oh, maybe not. This could be big. Do they have a ward? No. The ward is favoring Newbee.
We have Mind Control trying with the jump in. They have the Hawk for Vision. Cracker's already down to low ground with the Burrows try, but Timberman turns towards Faith. They'll take the Warlock out, at least try to. He gets the chance to drop the Chaotic Offering. Faith continues to run, has the Shadow Word heal as well. He's actually going to be able to keep himself alive here. Now with the duel on the Timberman, they'll look to turn, but the damage from Miracle through 1, he through 2. Unite tries for the upslash, but this jug just does not do enough initially against the power of Miracle's team. They'll try and slow them down. Faith from the high ground with the getting the triple kill on Miracle. Newbee falls back up to the high ground. Miracle, is he done yet? No, he's not. Jumps forward. Look at these meld hits. He crits down the Juggernaut. Ultra kill for Miracle. The Warriors push slow onto S-Triple-C. Faith gets brought down. They've found themselves a fourth. S-Triple-C stunned up. Remnants out. Remnants back in. Miracle incredibly low. They have to get themselves out of Liquid, but they will do so with ease as the Grave and heals are there for Kuroki.
Chains coming through Miracle, ticking down lower and lower.
Oh,
Very
he is
minimal life.
solo.
Again, these heals keeping the team alive and together. High ground Kaka has managed to catch out Mind Control. Miracle questioning whether he can go back in on this one. Has the refraction, charges up, looking for a target. There it is, jumps in, gets Kaka down with the 1-2. Another kill for Liquid. And certainly Newbee are just getting broken apart.
That's so far this has been like a 6-for-0. Just when I said that this game could go late, Liquid find a perfect opening. Just by virtue of getting all this vision out of Haunt, they can find the key targets. And Warlock just dropping his Golem and his Fatal Bonds with almost zero effect by getting caught out every single time by the Spectre is so important for Liquid. And if you're Newbee, you have to pay more attention to your positioning with this lineup. The Warlock needs to be protected somehow. If Warlock is out on his own, gets haunted on, he dies. And they can't afford it anymore. The next fight, there has to be a better Golem and a better Bonds. But the next fight might not. It might be too late. Miracle is absolutely out of control now. 32,000
so
net
far
worth.
ahead. You know, something that we mentioned at the start, they needed Miracle to have this sort of a game, Liquid, and he absolutely is. The horns back up, Miracle with the BKB stretch, traps more, then bring them down low, but the jewels there for KP. It doesn't matter though, that makes it just too hot from Liquid. The physical rips them to pieces, GG is called, and we're going to a game 3. Miracle, with the performance that he needed to pull out on this main stage, will manage to... What a performance.